Hi, I'm Samantha McDouglas from thebridgeteachers.com. Come look over my shoulder at a play problem.
On this hand, our right-hand opponent was the dealer and opened one club, showing 3 or more clubs and an opening hand or better. We overcalled one heart, showing 5 or more hearts and 8 to 16 points. West bid one no trump, showing 6 to 9 points, denying 4 spades and showing a heart stopper. Our partner bid level the fit, showing exactly 3 hearts and 0 to 9 points. West was on lead and led the 5 of clubs. Let's begin by counting losers. How many losers do we have? We have 6. When we look at the club suit, we would normally count 3 losers here, but because clubs have been led and our king gets to play fourth, we're almost certainly guaranteed a trick with our king. This allows us to count only 2 club losers instead of 3. When we look at diamonds, we have 1 diamond and should count that diamond as a loser. In spades, we have 0 losers. We have 4 spades and we have the top 5 spades. In the trump suit, we count what we are missing. We are missing the ace, the queen, and the jack, and so I would count 3 losers. When we think about our plan, we need to assess our priorities. What are the 3 ways to get rid of losers in the order of priority that we prefer? We can discard, that's our first choice. We can trump, our second choice, and we can finesse, our last choice. With trump losers, most often our only option is to finesse. So before we consider the rest of the hand, let's think about how we're going to play the heart suit. When we look at the heart finesse, we have 2 options. What are they? We can finesse West for the ace, or we can finesse West for the queen and or the jack. Which one has a better chance of reducing our losers by 1? Finessing for the queen and the jack. Why is this? Because when we finesse West for the ace, it is 1 card, and there are only 2 possibilities. The ace is in West or the ace is in East. So half the time, the ace will be in the West hand, and the other half of the time, the ace will be in East. When we finesse for the queen and the jack, there are 4 possibilities. They are both in West, they are both in East, West has the queen and East has the jack, and West has the jack and East has the queen. In 3 out of 4 of these possibilities, West has either the queen or the jack. So when we are finessing for the ace, half of the time it's going to work, and the other half of the time it's not going to work. But when we finesse West for the queen or the jack, 3/4 of the time it will work, and the other quarter of the time it will not. When we just look at these percentages, it seems like finessing West for either the queen or the jack makes a lot more sense than finessing West for the ace. But when you are thinking about how to play a suit, the other suits and the auction and what the opponents are going to do all have to be factors in that decision. It's not enough to just look at the heart suit and say, well, I have a better chance of success if I finesse West for the queen and the jack. We have to also think about the rest of the hand. And part of that is thinking about what the opponents are going to do. They've led clubs. East is probably going to win this trick, but then what are they going to do next? West led clubs, and that may well affect our decision in the heart suit. So before we decide, we actually need to see what the opponents are going to do on both the first trick and the second trick. The person who held our hand played the 2 of clubs, East won the ace, and Clara played the 3 of clubs. East now led the 9 of clubs. The person who held our hand played the king, and when West played the 7, played the 6 from dummy. Has the opponent's choice to play 2 rounds of clubs affected how we're thinking about the heart suit? Yes, Absolutely. We didn't talk about what we were going to do with the rest of the losers. But on this hand, our best way to get rid of the 8 of clubs is what? It's to trump. The opponents have made that pretty easy. But if we trump the 8 of clubs, or the opponents force us to trump the 8 of clubs, does that affect how we're going to play the heart suit? Yes. When we want to run a finesse missing 2 honors, we need to plan to run it twice. If we can't run the finesse twice, we are not likely to get a benefit from running that finesse. When you are missing 2 honors, typically you are going to lose the first finesse. And then on that second finesse, that's where you're going to get your benefit. If we trump a club, or we are forced to trump a club, will we be able to finesse West for the Queen and the Jack of Hearts twice? No, because we'll only have 2 trump in dummy, and one of them will be the King. Running a finesse requires choice. So if we only have 2 trump in dummy and only one of them is below the Queen and the Jack, we will only have a choice once. This makes our decision about how to play the heart suit. If we were left to our own devices, we would finesse West twice for the Queen and the Jack, and then we would set up the diamonds to avoid losing the 8 of clubs. But a bridge hand isn't in a vacuum. We have opponents, and the opponents have plans of their own. And on this hand, because the opponents have played 2 rounds of clubs, we don't have the luxury of setting up the diamonds. Our best path is to trump a club. And even if we don't make that choice, the opponents may make it for us. As a result, we can't guarantee that we'll be able to take that finesse a second time or to benefit from it. So on this hand, we are much better off playing a low heart to the King, hoping that West has the ace. Now, West did show a stopper on this auction. And because of that, it is not unreasonable to hope that they have the ace of hearts. Now that we've won this trick, we are going to go ahead and play a round of trump just to get some trump out. When you are in this situation and you want to trump a club, you need to make sure that the opponents can't remove your trump before you do so. But we can trump the club as long as we can get to the south hand and have only 1 trump in the north hand. So even if the opponents win this trick with the ace and lead another trump, we will still be able to trump the club. So because of that, we are going to start by playing a heart and finessing West for the ace. If West plays the ace, we are going to play a low heart, and now our King is good. If the trumps are 3 and 2, this will reduce our losers from 3 to 2. If instead of playing the ace, West plays low, we will play the King. As long as West has the ace, the King will win. Now ideally, we would play another heart. Do we want to do that now? No. We need to trump the 8 of clubs. And if we play another heart, the opponents could play 2 rounds of trump, preventing us from trumping our clubs. So now, even though we haven't drawn all the trump, we are going to have to trump our club. We need to get into our hand to do so. How are we going to do that? With a spade. We're going to lead a spade from dummy, play the ace, and now trump a club. Because the 10 and the 8 are equal value cards, we have the 9. It doesn't matter which one we trump with. Now we can go back to drawing trump. We're going to lead this trump, and if the trumps are 3 and 2, we will see 2 of the high cards playing together. Our finesse has successfully reduced our losers from 3 to 2. Now we are losing this heart trick, and we will also lose the ace at a later point, as well as the ace of diamonds, but we will be making 3 for a very good score. Let's go back and look at all 4 hands. If, after you win the king of clubs, you attempt to finesse twice in hearts, it will work, but you'll lose an extra trick. To finesse for both the queen and the jack, we're going to be leading a heart and forcing West to choose. If West plays low, we play low, and East now wins the trick. And now, when East leads a spade, we can win and finesse a second time. We lead a heart, forcing West to choose. If they play the jack, we play the king, and we have accomplished our goal. We have reduced our heart losers from 3 to 2. And in this case, we will be able to trump the club because we can come back to our hand with the king of spades and trump the club. However, if instead of playing the jack, West plays the ace, we play low, and again, our finesse has worked. Now we are in a position where we can play the king of hearts, pulling the jack of hearts, and reduce our heart losers again from 3 to 2. But there are two problems with this. The first is that if we do that, we won't be able to trump the club. Now, when we play diamonds, even if we get the suit right, the defense will just take the club trick and we will have lost a trick that we didn't have to lose. West can also take this choice away from us by leading a club, forcing us to either lose the trick or trump. And now, although we aren't losing our club trick, we are losing the jack of hearts. Because we want to trump a club, or because we can be forced to trump a club, we want to finesse West for the ace of hearts so that we have that third trump for our club. If we finesse West for the queen and the jack, we need all 3 trump to deal with West's trump, and that doesn't leave us a trump for the 8 of clubs. Thank you. Bridge is a partnership game, and what better way to spend February than playing with your partner? Like and subscribe so you and your partner can share in our videos.